Welcome to my new series, Adulting, where I'm left unsupervised most of the time now, and I'm going to attempt adulting. So one of the first things I wanted to do with this kind of thing was get into cooking. I really wanted to get into cooking, like, for a while now. Like, I'd watch it from a distance, was both not a cooker. And I've started practicing a lot more with cooking and doing my own recipes and things like that, like, or finding stuff online, and it's not been going too bad. I haven't poisoned anyone yet, and they've seemed to be working out. They were pretty tasty. I've been pretty happy. So all of that being said, I'm going to try and be a little ambitious today. I have been scrolling the Instagrams, because I do that quite a bit for long periods of the day. And I have found two different recipes I really wanted to try. In my defense, I have tried, to a degree, one of these before. I found a recipe online called twice baked potatoes. I found it on Instagram. I'm definitely certain that I have screenshots of it, but what I will do is see if I can put the link for the video as well. I did give that a try. I did it with regular potatoes, which was what he originally recommended. I switched some things, more just out of like what I did and didn't have, and allergies. Like, I am not including sour cream, which was in his original recipe. And also, we didn't usually have a lot of bacon. We'll have like bacon bits, and I do find that we seem to like that, like the crunch better. Although this time I have still been the lazy route and got these, which are more like a soft one. But yes, twice baked potatoes. I did it with regular ones. We're gonna try sweet potatoes today. Very exciting. So, things you will need for this: I got 2 sweet potatoes. He put actual like bacon, but for me, I'm doing the pieces of bacon. I'm going to add garlic, because I really like garlic. You can do this kind of with the easy option, which is the minced garlic, or cut up actual garlic. I do have both. He also recommends green onions, very good, and I do find them aesthetically pleasing. We have cheese, but for us, we got pizza mozzarella, but it's lactose free, because we do not handle dairy in this house. And then other things to go mixed into it, so you need some olive oil, whipping cream. Again, I found a dairy-free option for whipping cream. So we have the Silk dairy-free whipping cream. I did pre-chop up some onions, but I will have to chop some more onions, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then for spices, okay, so he originally mentioned salt and pepper, but because I am gung-ho certain ones, I'm also adding these. I don't add too much, just a little. It's more of a season to taste sort of situation. But for me, one of my favorites is onion powder. I will do garlic powder, and I add a little bit of ginger to a lot of things when I can. Not to excess where all you taste is ginger. I don't know how much of a difference it actually makes in the grand scheme of things, but because a lot of the time we both tend to have very sensitive stomachs, I like to add ginger when I can as a little like pinch Hail Mary. Because ginger's supposed to naturally help with nausea. So that's what I usually add. The other things, and then the other thing we are missing is going to be butter. So the other thing that I want to do though is I saw another recipe called, it's like crunchy onions. So we're gonna try that. Hello. Oh, did you want to say hi? Here's Miss Autumn. She's come to say hi. I think she wants dinner about an hour early. Yeah. But yes, crunchy onions is going to be the side. So I'm going to do stuffed potatoes, and we're going to do crunchy onions. I've not tried crunchy onions before. That's also a recipe I saw on Instagram. It looks like she just cuts up rings of onions, adds seasoning, and then sticks them in the oven. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm hoping that it's going to be good, and that I don't burn anything. But, you know, considering that's kind of the bare minimum, we'll be pretty happy with whatever comes out as long as it's edible. Alright, there you go, little one. Burn your feet. Okay, so all that being said, the first part that we need to do though is going to be starting with the potatoes, because I didn't want this to be super loud. I've done this part already. I added some tinfoil to a pan. I did have a smaller pan because I originally put the other ones in, but I felt like I was a little harsh with space. I did have more than one potato I was trying to make at the time, but regardless, I'm going to try with the bigger one. So I believe with his recipe, the first part of it is going to be that we need to poke little holes into the potatoes and then coat them with olive oil and salt, and then they need to sit in the oven for like an hour. So I need to double check my recipe for the degree that he wants to put the oven to. Yeah, here we go. We're twice stuffed to okay, 400 degrees. that in itself takes forever. Just heating your oven up to 400 degrees. So I'm going to set us to bake 400. Okay. So there we go. So we're at 400 Fahrenheit degrees, whatever you want to call it. Don't ask me, really, I don't know what I'm talking about. And then we're gonna go with our potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and poke little holes in them, add our olive oil and salt, and stick them in the pan, okay? So that's gonna be our next part. What I will do is rewash my hands and these potatoes. Okay, so we've got our rinsed potatoes. We're gonna stick them on in here. And then the way he had done it is he's just putting fork holes in these guys and then drizzling them with some olive oil and then olive oil and then some salt. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that. I would have assumed this would be a lot easier than I expected, but it is not. So I'm gonna do that really quick and hopefully speed through the process. It's actually so tough. Like, I can dig it in, he made it look so easy and then pulls it out and you just no. Okay, but here we go. One a day. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna slap them and then we're gonna put some olive oil and salt. So I've got this guy, and here we go. I'm gonna do kind of the lazy route here and just drizzle some on because I don't see the point in dirtying an extra bowl just for this. But here we go. Because I think we can just drizzle it on with the cap and then just like spread it out. Okay. This makes me feel so fancy. I get to use this and like spread things on. Makes me feel so classy. I feel like a cooking expert. Okay, and then our salt. Okie dokie smoky. Okay, and then we are all set. Jazz hands. So we are still waiting for the oven because I feel like half the process of doing anything is just heating up the oven. Depending on like if you have to heat it really high, all day waiting for that thing to heat. Things I didn't know until now. So we're just gonna wait for that to heat up and then we'll come back, put this in the oven, and wait. I think he says a good hour. What does he say? Yeah, 60 to 70 minutes they need to bake. And then after that, we're gonna cut the tops off. And then we kind of scoop out the inside and we're gonna make our mixture with like the heavy whipping cream, my onions, my seasoning, and my cheese, and my bacon. So stuff like that. So I'm just gonna get this aside so that we can do that. Things we can do kind of ahead of time is I'm going to cut up my green onions and then I can also cut up rings for my regular onions to put in the oven. So I'm gonna probably chop through that stuff. And then we're set to go and we'll wait on our potatoes. Okay, so I have reviewed what I need to do for my onions. So what I'm gonna do is get those ready, set them in the pan, and that way they can just kind of go when they're ready. So the first thing that she mentions is basically, it looks like she's putting cheese all on the bottom. Then she puts a layer of the onion like rings, drizzles them with olive oil, sprinkles them with seasoning, and then sticks them in. I feel so wary about putting cheese on the bottom. I'm going to do my best to trust the process because this is not my recipe. I'm borrowing it. So I'm going to try and trust the process, but what I might do is put a bit of cheese on top of that. Is the only thing I might like change a little bit. She also says just like sprinkle with chosen seasoning, so I'm probably going to use a similar seasoning that we already had, which is like the garlic and onion powders, because why not? So I can take a quick look because I think that's all I can think of that we have that would really go well with it. Yeah, I got my bacon stuff. Yeah, so I think we're gonna stick with that and just go with it. Okay, so the first thing, now we have this set. I'm just gonna put it aside for a second now. So we're gonna toss those over here, and we're gonna cut our onions. Do not come for me. I know that I'm not the best at figuring out how to cut onions, but I get the job done. And I believe that's what matters at the end of the day. So I just want rings though. I'm so used to like dicing it, so it's gonna be kind of different. So I gotta get the kind of the skin peel, whatever you want to call it, off, which I do not have a great technique for either, but we're gonna give it a go and then cut us into some rings. So I'm gonna hit you with kind of a quick montage of that. Oh, okay. So our oven just switched, so I'm actually gonna put my potatoes in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start my timer, okay? And we will start our 1 hour timer. Okay. And back to our regularly scheduled onion. I do find putting like the garbage right beside me is kind of the easiest way to go when it comes to this, because you can kind of just peel it and throw it out as you go. I don't know if this onion's gonna be big enough for my rings, but I'm gonna hope so. Because she ain't that big. Feel like this is going to be enough, and these are pretty small onions, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop up another one as well, and then kind of these extra like smaller awkward pieces I can add to my pre-diced jar for mixing into food and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, and hopefully that'll make us some more rings. Okay, so now that I have a mess, I'm gonna go ahead and put my cheese on the bottom of my pan and then put these guys on top. Okay, set to go. Okay, I don't have a lot of workspace. We do have a bit of a smaller counter. I've got a kind of a small cutting board, so we're gonna have to make do with what we got. But it's not too bad, it gets the job done. It's cozy. So, let's go. Voila. Okay, so this one, she doesn't really give cook time, so I'm just gonna kind of let, my plan here of attack is to let the potatoes cook for their hour. Once they're done, I'll take them out to do like the filling, and these guys I'm gonna put in while they're out. And then that should hopefully start the cooking process, and then I'm hoping I can just put the potatoes back in there for the extra bit of time that they need to cook. They need about an extra 15 minutes to finish, and to like cook everything with the insides all like stuffed, and then hopefully I can cook my onions and potatoes at the same time. Constitute enough cheese? Is there ever enough cheese? Actually, my husband, or well, soon to be husband, fiance, but is not always like a big fan of cheese. To be fair, he's not had a very versatile palate. I've been getting him to try new things, and he's finding that it's not that he doesn't want them, it's that he hasn't tried them. He likes more than he thinks. And my next tackle is cheese, because I enjoy cheese. I just get that both of us do not handle cheese. So I'm trying with dairy-free stuff and seeing if we can kind of like change his feelings overall about cheese. But I also know we both really like onions, so onions it is. I also don't know if this is going to be a bit of an obscure reference to anybody, but I used to be following when Markiplier and Ethan were doing Unis Honest. I was following that like mad. I'm so sad that they only kept it to a year. I get the point, it was great, but you know. Then they had an episode where they had to like eat like a whole bag of onions, and while I still agree that that is a monumentous task, I find because we really like onions, I have seen nothing but a bunch of recipes for making onions, including now just like straight up, you know, like French onion soup or just like onions here, right, being cooked. And while I don't know that that would get you through a bag in a day, it does go to show that there is a decent amount of recipes that you can make to consume onions, because they're actually pretty good for you. And so that just, every once in a while, it kind of reminds me of that. But that's a bit of a side quest. Okay, so on we go. I did add, so I put some Parmesan and then I added a bit of our mozzarella. Just kind of spreading it out a little bit. We'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna plop these suckers on there. I don't think she separates them too much, so I'm gonna go ahead like that. Okay, I'm hoping that is relatively okay. I've got a decent layer of them happening now. So now the really fun part, which is getting to drizzle and add your seasoning. So hyped about that. That being said, the more I think about it, I feel like I should at least wait on that just in case, because I'm worried, I don't know, somehow it'll soak them for too long, because I do have a while to wait. So I don't know if it matters if I put a bunch of olive oil on top and just leave it sit for a long period of time or what. So I'm going to kind of clean up my station a little bit, and I'll come back when it comes time to drizzle my stuff on, probably closer to right before the end of my potatoes, so these are ready to go in the oven before the potatoes are done. So I'll come back, do the dressing for these guys, and then pop them in there, and we will take the potatoes out so that we can do the insides for those guys. But for now, yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break, clean off my station, and walk away from these peppers because they are making me start to cry. And that is gonna be our kind of part one. We'll be back with finishing everything else later. Just adding a little bit of intermission footage. I give you a montage of some cutting of some onions and some green onions, because why not? These are still really trying to produce some tears. Joke's on them, I'm used to crying. Got a little bit extra time, and it just occurred to me I wanted to explain a bit more too. While I'm kind of working through this series, I had the idea of doing it actually for a while now, because I am a little bit new to a lot of different things and kind of branching out a little bit more, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of document some of that and try new things and learning stuff and whatnot, because why not? And because a lot of the time that's what I've used my channel for, is to kind of just a time capsule, or to document things for myself and whatnot. But I also figured if there's anyone else who's kind of new to some stuff and trying things out and whatnot, maybe you'd come across this, see something new, maybe we could do it together. But also, if there's anyone who comes across, you have any tips or tricks or better ideas or things like that, I'm totally open to that. Honestly, just kind of trying things for the first time, giving it a go, and then hoping just enjoy it and learn as I go. So if that's fun for anyone else to be a part of, welcome. Thank you for being around. I hope we could both maybe learn from each other or just have a good time while we do it. And if anyone has any kind of tips or ideas for things, or if there's something where you're like, girl, maybe that's not the best way to do it, I'm open to learn. So either way, thank you for being here if you are, and otherwise it's more kind of just a fun little journey I wanted to document for myself. But that being said, we are at kind of the halfway mark. We're just waiting for the potatoes to be done, and then we'll put everything into motion and we'll get the rest of the stuff going. After my little chop montage, I'm sure there are better ways to do that, which is what kind of started bringing this to mind. But yeah, that's kind of my spiel on why this is happening the way it is, and I hope maybe I can do some more with some different stuff, and we kind of go from there. Okay, so our potatoes are almost done, so we're gonna go ahead and do our onions next, and then hopefully, yeah, because we've got about 5 minutes, so hopefully we can do this, and then we should have this done in the time for the potatoes. So first things first, with this, we're gonna drizzle our olive oil and then add our seasoning. I'm gonna move this up a little bit for you here. gonna be hot because our oven kind of sends heat up through the coils too. So okay, there we go. All right, so we're gonna do a drizzle and then add our seasonings. I think this could be a lot of fun. I'm also a little nerve-wracking. I'm hoping things will turn out okay as well, because so when she did this recipe, she's very kind of like vague on some of the other important facts, like cooking time and if you need to put anything under all of this. So I didn't put any spray. I meant to. I forgot. Hopefully it's fine. So we'll see how it all turns out. But I'm gonna put my drizzle on. I'll put my seasoning, and I think I'm gonna add a little more cheese on top because screw it. So here we go. I'm so nervous to like drop a huge dollop of just like fucking drizzle on there. Oh, there we go. Once you get going, not so bad. You just kind of have to like keep moving. I don't know if this is more than what she put, but there we are. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add different ones. We're gonna do some salt, because I feel like everything has salt. Pepper. I'm not a massive fan of black pepper because I don't put it on a lot of things. I have noticed though when cooking, because they call for a lot of black pepper and things, I do at least add a little drizzle of it. A sprinkle, I guess, would be more accurate. Okay, so this guy is going to be our garlic powder. Hers was like very red, whatever she put on it. I'm guessing she might have put like paprika or something. We ain't got that. But we're gonna go, okay, so there's our garlic powder. Here is our onion powder. This comes out like nobody's business. There we go. And our little bit of ginger. Come on, friend. There we go. Like some things just come out easier than others. We're gonna give us a good shake. There we go. Okay, so that adds some seasoning to it. I'm gonna add a bit of my cheese as well. Might put a bit of the other cheese on top as well too. Okay, cool. Our potatoes are almost ready to come out as well, so we're right on cue. Okay, add a bit more of this guy. Because I'm hoping what's gonna happen is the extra cheese is gonna work like a glue and also like really cook. And that'll account for any mistakes or issues on my part. There we go. I don't know how much. Like, she didn't put a lot on top is the thing, right? So I'm hoping maybe the olive oil's point is to kind of like soften things up as well. Okay. Okay. So these are done. We're just gonna wait because now I'm just missing my potatoes. They're like 3 minutes out. I feel tempted like I should add like something else, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I feel like we usually, when in doubt, add like garlic and onion to everything, but this is already all garlic. So I'm gonna leave it, or all garlic, all onion. So I'm gonna leave this for now, and then I will swap them with my potatoes. Okay, here goes the fun part. Also kind of the most terrifying. So I have decided that for at least half, I'm gonna try and add some crushed red peppers because my fiance does like spice. I cannot handle spice. Bringing us back to the black pepper, I'm not even a fan of pepper too much, and I find it has some spice to it. So I have had some stuff with spice, like some stuff where it's like peanut butter and it always seems to have a spice included, but I love the taste of like Thai peanut butter so much. So, but on the average basis, not a spice person. But what I'm gonna do for him is kind of add half and just see how that kind of turns out. And I find that like when I put like a very thin sprinkling into like sauces and things, it's not been too bad. So I'm gonna add this a little bit for him. It's gonna be nowhere near probably as hot as he usually would have it, but we'll put a bit just to kind of like be supportive of that. So here we go. Okay. The other thing with not like knowing how to work with spice, because I don't eat spice, is trying to guess how much is too little or not a lot or that. I'm hoping this will be okay for now. I'm kind of just have to go based on him eating it and then telling me what he thinks. So that, okay, finishes this. So now we are going to swap these with our potatoes, and then the fun part starts. Okay? Wear my gloves. Okay. Heaven have mercy. Here we go. Okay. Woo! Got like breeze of hot air that hits you with something else. You do smell good though. So here we go. Swap. I'm gonna put this on the top shelf. And let that. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll put it in the bottom one for a little bit, and then I'll move it up. Let the potatoes go back in. And there are our potatoes. Ta-da! Okay, so hopefully this is not going to be too bad because, oops, there we go. Just want to start a bit of a timer on that one. Okay, because last time I feel like when I went to like cut the tops off, one of them I cut like more like in half rather than the top. What I also did last time is I was trying to do 4. It came out to more like 4 and 2 halves. Do the way I cut it. I also did kind of like gut one, put it in a bowl, make the mixture, and did that like repeatedly for each one. In this case, especially since I just have 2, I'm gonna just make one big bowl of like all the innards, add on the mixing so that I'm sure like everything's pretty even, and then stuff them back in, and hopefully that'll go okay. We'll try both methods. We've tried the other one where I do it individually. We'll try it like this and see which one is better. I also feel like, I don't know if I'm missing something. Like he says to put the holes and then put your olive oil and put your salt. But then you cut the top off. So doesn't that remove that? Like I get that some of it's gonna sink in. I don't know. I told you I'm new. I'm trying my best. If anyone has better tips on what I'm doing wrong or right or what would just be more productive, whoa! Please let me know. I think that was, yeah. My pan, my flatter pan, doesn't like sit flat. It keeps like being these plunk, like when the heat rises and it like warps. We're doing the best we can. Okay, I've tried, I feel like with a fork and they still kind of move around. I think my last time it was easier when I like held it and cut from the top. So we're gonna give that a go. I feel like such a child. Okay. Ooh, you got this. Here we go. Okay, it feels like such an awkward. Oh, it's done. I can't go back now. Girl. There we go. Ooh, she pretty. See, when I did the other potatoes, like sides of the skin was coming off. I don't know if I should mix this in with my mixture or not. We also kind of just like cook potato skin. I may just say screw it, like put it here and cook it. Jen's kitchen, winging it until you make it. Okay, this one. I think this knife might be doing a little better than the other one. Ooh, girl, there we go. Side note: sweet potatoes are like my absolute favorite of all time. If there's an option for sweet potato fries, I will always get that over regular. And my fiance tends to really like them too, so I'm hyped. I have this, and then I also have, my mom sent me a recipe for sweet potato soup. It used to be like my all-time favorite. So we have some potatoes for that, but we also had some to make this. So I'm starting with this. Girl, come on. Let it go. There we go. Yay! Okay. Voila! She's gorge. Okay, so I'm going to gut this and put it in the bowl. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. The sound effects are free. Although I say that as if all of this isn't free. Okay. In we go. I'm gonna need to move this out of the way. I am either having like terrible allergies or the beginnings of a cold for like 2 weeks. So I'm sorry for the occasional stiffling. Oh, this is coming out way better. Like, I feel like with the regular potatoes, it was so much harder to gut them. Like, they were really in there. But this feels like it's a lot softer and it's coming out a lot better. Ooh, that's not bad. I'm trying to gauge what's too far or too close from the skin. Because I want to gut it enough to refill the little boat. But I also don't want to gut it too much and then it's like I'm breaking the skin along the side and it doesn't make its little bowl. Okay, just bear with me. I'm gonna give this a go. know why it didn't occur to me the first time I did this to just use a fucking knife. Okay, I'm worried if I take too much more, it's gonna start like collapsing the wall, so I might call it a day. Voila! And there you have it. She's gutted. Okay, on to this one. Ooh, should I have started with this from the beginning? Probably. Oh, girl, what's wrong with me? Yeah, I should have started with this from the get-go. Tell me why I'm dumb. Ugh, okay. Actually, don't answer that. My feelings are very sensitive. Don't know if you're supposed to be going down that deep, but I am gonna refill it, so maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way because I want to work with my bowl now. Okay, I need gloves. We should just switch these around. Okay, we're gonna put this over here. And there's our bowl. Alrighty. This looks like chaos. Okay, don't need this or this, so I'm gonna put it aside. I think I'm just gonna, well, really, I'll start with the spoon, kind of mash it, help me mash it a bit, and then use this to mix everything around once I put my ingredients in. So we're gonna do that next. I feel like I need one of those like potato masher things. I do not have one. I know another thing I need is like a freaking slap chop for the amount of onions that I cut. Who needs to work out when you have potatoes? Okay, let's try adding some stuff. So I'm gonna put my seasoning, so I'm gonna put a little bit of ginger. That is not focused at all. A little bit of ginger. I think this actually makes a lot of sense because I believe my mom's sweet potato soup also has like ginger, like actual ginger in it, and it is delicious. Okay, there is our onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, onion, well, green onion, a little bit of regular onion, because Lord knows we don't already have enough onion. There we go. Ooh. I always had the habit of cooking with like, I used to always keep grabbing a paper towel halfway through. Now I tend to try and like keep one before I even start because I know I'm gonna want to wash my hands a million times every time I touch something. Part of having OCD, I don't massively like actually touching food itself. So I have to wash my hands religiously. I'm gonna get a little spoon. But that sounded great. Okay, I'm gonna put, yeah, let's do this. And a little bit so we hit that 3 mark that we must hit all the time. Okay. And a little bit of heavy whipping cream. And then my butter, sorry. Ooh, she not open, she new. Are we guessing? Absolutely. You can come for me, but I don't know what I'm doing anyway. I think what I'll do is just wipe this guy. And okay, and toss a bit of that butter in there. Ooh, who is she guessing everything? Okay, we're gonna whip it real good. Oh no, what am I doing? Bacon and cheese, then we whip it and we see where we're at. And I'm worried about adding like too little but also too much because it has to fit back in the potatoes, right? And like technically the potatoes had a filling already. Now you're just adding shit to it, you know? That was my bit before. It was overflowing a little bit, so put some cheese in and then we sprinkle the cheese on top as well when it's done. Okay, I'm gonna try and mash this a bit and then I'll use my whisk because that helped me a lot last time. Oh, that sound. I am a child. This would probably be easier with a stand mixer or something like that, or like an electric mixer, but you know what? Like, go big or go home. You know? We do the heavy lifting around here. Manual labor. Okay. So now I'm gonna fill my potatoes. Move these guys aside. I don't know what to do with those tops. I think I'm just gonna put them aside for now, honestly. Because like there's not much to them and I don't want them to just sit in there and start cooking. But I don't think I have room to add more potato to this. So, and last time my fiance and I enjoyed just like eating these. I'm probably wrong. But that's what we enjoyed, so that's what we're doing. And then I'm gonna put my mixture in. Okay, gonna move my bowl out of the way. Here come my potatoes, and there we go. Okay, oh goodness. Small space, okay. And here we go. Oh, it's all caught in there. Okie dokie smoky, so now we fill. Whoops. Please fit. Not bad. There we go. I feel like I've seen people also do this thing where they like pinch the sides and stretch them out. These roasted potatoes. Maybe it's like the type or the size shape of their potato. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to stick with the basics with this. Oh, she big, she hefty. Honestly, not bad. I always worry that like I'm not gonna be able to make it all fit, but this is fitting pretty well, given all the added ingredients. Hopefully, it actually stays together. It smells pretty good. I can't tell if it's this, the onions, or a bit of both. There we go. Nice. Okay. So now we have our potatoes. There she is. Gotta be careful about moving this too much more than its desired position. It is chosen for itself. Okay. Now we're gonna sprinkle some cheese on top. Oops, I'm dragging you away. There we go. Okay. Just a little bit of the drizzle of the cheese on top. Try and spread it out a bit because, like I said, Fiance's not a massive fan of cheese. I'm trying to change his mind on it. I think it's more too because, like, you know, when you're allergic to something, it's harder to like it. Fair enough. But that one's a bit bigger, so there we go. Okay, I think they are ready to go, so I'm going to stick them back in the oven. I think it says about like 15 minutes. So we'll see. I'll stick them in for 15 minutes. It's hard for me now as well to kind of tell when my fiance is home or not because we're in a busy season for his work, so it kind of like fluctuates. So I'm gonna put this in the oven and let it sit for 15 minutes, and then most likely I'm just gonna have to try and keep things warm until he's closer to coming home, and then I can serve everything. So let's go. Oh, I'll give you a peek at what the onions look like so far as well. I'm excited as well, and slightly nervous. So I'm gonna put these aside for now. Let's see where our onions are at so far. Oh, boy. Girl. Is that good? See, I don't know. That seems, you know what it is? Maybe because she probably puts her onions in on a lower temp. Maybe I should take these out. Oof. I need it to like stay warm though. Okay. Here's our onions so far. So I'm gonna leave these out now. Maybe that's the reason she put them on the bottom. I don't know. I'm gonna leave these out for now and put the potatoes in. In my defense, at no point does she give any idea of what temperature your oven needs to be at or how long it needs to sit in there. She just says, slap them on there and stick them in. And my oven is at like 400 degrees for the potatoes. But they haven't been in there that long. Okay. I put my potatoes in. I'm gonna let them sit for 15 minutes. This I'm gonna take out. I think I'm gonna try and like let it cool and then try and peel it up and see what happens and then see if I can just like keep them warm or something. That's what happens when instructions are missing. Okay. Learn from my mistakes. I'll see if again if I can find the videos and like link them or show them or whatever. So like one, credit, and two, maybe somebody knows a crap ton better than me can give it another shot. I hope that they will be okay though. Like here seems alright. Okay, so a timer. I need a timer. Okay. So I did put it like I put a stopwatch on this so I'd have an idea of how long they were in there, and it seems they were in there for 20 minutes. So maybe they should have been in there for like 10. But we'll see. My fiance and I are a little weird in the fact that we don't mind things a little burnt. And I think I've heard that that's not the best for you, but we actually don't mind it. So, c'est la vie, but I'll give this a go as well. We'll see what we think. But if that helps anyone, I had it in there for about 19 minutes. That was the recipe I followed. If you want to give it a go, please do. I'd say you could change things. I don't know. We're gonna call it a day. So, timer. I'm gonna put the potatoes in for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna try and fuck with these and see what happens. As if I haven't fucked with them enough. Okay, I'm going to see. I wonder if I get like. Oh, actually, here. I have this. So let's see. Like, do you come up? Oh, you know what though? I do think a spatula would be better for this. Let me see. Where am I? There. Alright, let's give this a go, girlfriend. Oh, I mean, they're coming up. Oh, they're not taking tinfoil with them either. That's kind of nice. I think she had like a sauce for this too. It might have just been like sour cream or something. But again, as stated before, we ain't got sour cream. We ain't doing sour cream. You're welcome to though. I'm actually really surprised these are kind of like coming up without too much fuss. Oof. It's just like, I wasn't sure how long they're going to take. I was kind of hoping a little bit longer because I don't think my fiance has done work yet. Well, we live and we learn. That's what we're here for. Okay, they actually are not looking too bad and they're pretty soft around this area. It's more like around the edges it just got warm, so this part almost feels like it could like cook longer to be like crispy. But I'm not really sure what the plan is because like this part is pretty cooked, but this part looks like it could cook longer. Maybe it's the hot peppers? Did the hot peppers make this happen? I'm so confused. Girl, I do not know. Oy vey. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Is the potatoes need to sit for 15 minutes. What I'm probably gonna do is, because I have to wait for my fiance to be done, is I will turn down the heat on the oven after the 15 minutes so it keeps the potatoes warm, and then I can put these back in, and then hopefully it'll like cook this part a little bit better. Yes? I kind of have to decide on my own. Yes, okay. I'm gonna actually grab. Girl, you know what? It's not bad. I hope to try more of this part. Oh god, that had the spices in it. Ooh. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna drink something and do the swap. Let things heat. I will try and show you things when they're like done-ish though. Okay, so here are my potatoes so far. They're looking tasty. And then here are my onions so far. So I'm going, because he's on his way now, I'm going to put them into warm, like keep warm, and then hopefully it'll cook a bit more of the stuff here. Oh, time to feed the fish. Cook a bit more of the part here, and then I'll plate it, and hopefully I can do a quick review of the plate before I serve everything and then he gets back. Okay, so on to keeping things warm. Okay, so he's on his way home, should be here somewhat soon, so I'm gonna take things out so that they can kind of cool as well, and so we can have a second to plate them. Oh, you can tell these are being burned. No wonder I'm burning myself. Okay, here we go. So, okay, let's start with our onions. Ooh, okay, there we go. Honestly, not bad. They've cooked more the way that I wanted them to. I'm not mad about it. I know it looks terrifying. Trust the process. And our potatoes. Pats. And there's our potatoes. Whoop. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate those. Just like I always like wait because I want them to be like just ready to go when he gets here, and then I forget that things need to cool down. So I'm gonna take them out. I turn this guy off. Okay, and I think I'm gonna use this guy and my spatula. Okay, here we go. Bear with me. So. Bring my potatoes over here. Okay, fam. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay. This seems like the most impossible thing to move. It's so soft and gooey. Ah, it's falling apart. Help me. Send help. It's fine. We're just gonna keep breathing, and it's because like the big one is so mushy, so it's just like falling apart. I don't think I can get it out of here without it doing that. Oh no, it's gonna be a mess. That sucks. Okay. You know what? We live and we learn. It is what it is. But I decided to do this early. Oh, it's definitely gonna fall apart. Okay. Well, it's not going to be aesthetically pleasing, but it'll taste the same. Yeah, it's going to fall apart. Okay. Okay, we're going to try to do this in chunks. There we go. There's one half. The, like, regular potatoes stuck together so much better. This one is not having it. Okay. There we go. All right. I was hoping it would come together in one piece, but, like, these ones are really, like, the regular potatoes are really stiff and really stuck together. I find the sweet potatoes are a lot softer. Okay, well, the teeny ass one is gonna stay together, because of course it is. There we go. Ta-da! What they want you to see, and what it ends up being. Okay, so there we go. So I'm gonna call it on that one. I'm gonna move my pot. And now it's onto the onion. So here we go. Okay, I believe, okay, spicy is that side. Okay. Let's see, fam. See if it'll break for me. Yeah, okay. It's like it's breaking up. How hot is it? How hot is it? Oh, it cools very quickly. I can pretty much, like, I wouldn't, like, you know, shake hands with it, but it's cooled enough that I can kind of break it up, so I'm gonna do that. There we go. Where it's like near the middle, it's a little more gooey, so it doesn't really want to like break off. Gosh darn it. Yeah, that's where it's hot. Oof. Okay. Here we go. Onion chips. Oh, I hate that there's food all over my hands right now. Thankfully, my fiance is one to always say he likes whatever I do and very supportive, because it feels like it's falling apart. Okay, here we go. And I gave him more of the regular. Okay, plating. Oof. Oof, that's hot. I forgot to say something else. Like, he can just, like, grab things out of the oven. I swear to God, like, bare hand half the time. Like, I swear he just wears gloves because it makes me anxious if he doesn't. The rest of the time, it's like he doesn't feel anything. Okay. There's so much all over my hands. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move this. Oops. And there we go. Okay. It's a bit of a mess. Here we go. It's okay. We're gonna get there. Bear with me. And what? Oh, I just cleaned this counter. Okay, well, there's the aesthetically pleasing one. Yeah. There we go. Ta-da! So that is my sweet potato and my crispy onion chips. And then there's the bigger one. Like I was saying, it kind of fell apart. So here's what I would say. Okay. So things I have learned, I would say using a knife to gut the potatoes worked out a lot better this time. That being said, like I said, the regular potatoes I found were a lot stiffer, whereas the sweet potatoes were a lot softer. But I did not use a knife with regular potatoes, and it was hard to kind of like get it a little bit. But I wouldn't say you want to overcook them, because I feel like my regular potatoes were a little more like crispy on the bottom. So I wouldn't say like overcooking it is the way. I think it's have a proper method to get it. So a knife. Onions burn quickly. I've learned onions burn quickly. Although I feel like I don't know how long she put hers in for. I don't know how she spaced it out so that it looked the way it did. I just know I did the best I could. But they seem okay. I'm really hyped still to try them. And like I said, my fiance and I do kind of like things like very crispy and crunchy and a little burnt, because we're weird like that. And we like sweet potatoes, and like so we have kind of the crunchy and the soft. So I feel like we're hopefully gonna balance each other out. And so far, because I tried this filling for this already, I would say I like the stuffed potatoes for the sweet potatoes better than the regular. But that being said, that's not really surprising. I'm a massive fan of sweet potatoes, whereas like potatoes in general, I can take or leave at times. I like fries, I like potatoes, but like sweet potatoes take it to that. Whoa. That next level. So there we go. That is my. Let's put the nicer one on and hide. There we go. So that is my stuffed sweet potato and crispy onion chips. I will post those, like the recipes that I had like written out, as well as I'll try and put the links or some visuals from the other ones, and hopefully I can put those out and people can find them. If anyone's following along, and we'll give these a test go and see how they think. I will say, like I said, I tried some of the stuffing from this. Pretty damn good. I'm gonna grab a steal a fork. Okay, I'll try a little bit of this one. I usually like to wait after dinner until my fiance comes home, but for the sake of the video, I will try a little bit. So there's a little bit of the sweet potato there. Oh, she hot. Oh, she very hot. Mmm! She's really good though. Really, really, really freaking good. Very garlicky, but I really love garlic. This is so freaking good. Way better. Like, I did actually really like the regular stuffed potato, but this one is like absolutely my favorite, I would say, by far. And then for our onion chips, I'm gonna try a bit of our kind of like softer side here. Let's see how that guy is. Oh my god. They're like so crispy, break off, or like so hard to come off. Okay, so there's a bit of like that onion chip sort of thing. Those are actually really good though. Okay. These are actually so good. They're really good. So bear with me. I feel like what I would do is like, I'm not even sure. Maybe I'll look it up, or if anyone is watching this and has any advice, please let me know. They still taste really good. I feel like they just, maybe it's the temperature of my oven versus how long they were in, I'm not sure. But I still would say that they're really friggin' good. It does feel like the spice kind of like really spread though for some reason. But it's really good. So thank you for watching with me if you have, and for coming along. And I'm hoping I can do more like this where, like, not just cooking, like obviously some cooking, maybe some other stuff. Just a bunch of kind of like adulting along the way. And if there's anything that you want to try or have any questions, or if I'm missing anything that you need me to send that you've seen, or if you have any tips, please let me know.
Hello, wonderful people of the interwebs.
Okay, so I'm going to explain.
Okay.
So I get mine looks aesthetically pleasing. Here's the thing, yours is bigger, and the sweet potatoes are so focused up, they just like fell apart.
Okay.
So I put them together in pieces, it's still the same. I think they're pretty good. Okay, those are the onion chips.
Oh, onion chips.
Yeah, and I added a little bit of the crushed red pepper so it has some
Oh,
spice
so
for
there's a
you.
little bit of spice to them.
I tried to do it on one half. Pretty sure somehow magically they ended up all over. Also,
You got spice, you mean? Oh my God, no.
I'm not sure why they look so burnt. Here's the thing. I don't think they're terrible. And like I was explaining when I was cooking, cause that both of us don't mind like slightly burnt things.
No.
I think, but here's the thing. The dude who did the stuffed potatoes gives you like step-by-step temperature, everything. This girl was like slap them down on some cheese and throw them in the oven and pray. So hopefully they're not bad. But if you do me the honor of trying both, let me see if you like them.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think this would do?
Mmm. Great. It's got a nice tang to it.
What do
The
you
texture is wonderful.
What do you think of that compared to the original? I like the sweet potato one.
I like this better.
It's right. It's like
I like this much
it's
better
not
than the other one.
Like it was okay, but I like this better. Yeah, try it.
I'll try it. Check.
What do you think?
Mmm.
You know, is that like a
No,
trying to hide that it's bad, or like a
No. Mmm.
like
It's got a crispy bacon texture to it.
yeah, like I'll have to show you like earlier in the footage, right? Like it looked like one half in the middle on one side, like didn't cook, and then on one quarter near the edge it all burnt. Again, don't know how.
Mmm. That is great.
Do you like the chips? Do you actually like them?
That turned out fantastic. They both did, babe. I love them.
Oh, I'm glad you like them.
I do.
I wasn't
I love
sure.
them. Thank you, boo.
Okay.
I love them. They were wonderful.
Nice. Okay.
They're great. No, I really like them.
Okay. On our 5-star scale, where do you rate the potato?
4.5.
4.5, and then onions.
4.8.
You like the onions a lot? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh no, I like them both. Like I said, I could eat these all day. So there's no problem with any of them. No, I really like them.
That's the other thing I was saying too, is that like I'm experimenting with spice here and there because I don't usually like spice. I don't actually know how much is too much or too little. So.
Well, if your nose isn't running, it's not.
No, but that's what I said. I was really like, I'm putting some on, but I guarantee it's not gonna be anywhere near spicy enough for him. But we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. No, I don't. A little bit of spice, even just a little tinge is nice.
Nice.
I appreciate it, but no,
Okay.
this is fantastic.
That's
I think
okay.
it's great. I really do like it. I think it's phenomenal.
Okay. Let me
Good
try it.
stuff, boo.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for being on with me.